Welcome to Communication That Connects, where we share resources and strategies to help you communicate with clarity, with creativity, and for change and lasting impact. Today, I want to talk about how to be a visitor-friendly church. How to be a visitor-friendly church. You know, many times people come to your church and, visitors will say, man, I went to that church and people were so friendly. It was so warm. It was so inviting. And other times they come to a church and they say, oh man, I went to that church and nobody spoke to me. It was cold. It was bad. And the way we treat visitors is huge because it impacts the impressions they have of our church, and it impacts whether they come back again. So I would first of all say that in order to be a visitor-friendly church, we have to understand that greeting our visitors begins in the parking lot. So have a parking lot ministry. Have someone or some people, even if you have a small church with just one person, but have some people in the parking lot to welcome people when they come. If it's raining, your parking lot attendants or deacons can have some umbrellas to usher people in as they arrive and welcome them even from the parking lot, help them know where to park. If someone is handicapped, you can help them in from the start. Then make sure that you get people that are on your greeting staff that are warm, that are friendly, that actually like people. I remember when I was a youth pastor at the Pioneer Memorial Church, and I put a young guy to help us with greeting. He was like, Pastor, I want to be a greeter. So I said, okay, great. So I didn't really know him that well, but I put him in charge of not in charge, but I put him to help out with greeting. And, he was giving out bulletins to young people. And he would say, take a bulletin, man. And he was getting mad that young people didn't want bulletins. And so he didn't have the gift of greeting. And so make sure you find people that have the gift of kindness and graciousness and hospitality and making people welcome. Make sure you find people that have that kind of Ritz-Carlton type of treatment, that they treat you with the utmost care, respect, and they know how to make people feel welcome. If a visitor asks, hey, where's the restroom? Don't say it's down there and around the corner. No, say, hey, it would be my pleasure to show you, to assist you. And being a visitor-friendly church is not limited to just the greeter staff. Everyone has to have the mindset of being a visitor-friendly church. So even if you're not the greeter that day and someone says to you, hey, where's the children's room, or where's the kitchen, or where's the restroom, don't just point it out to them. Say, hey, listen, it would be my pleasure to show you. I'll take you there, and take them there. So being a visitor-friendly church is so important because it can determine whether people come back to your church or not. And being a visitor-friendly church goes beyond the first-time visit experience. You need to find a way to keep track of people's names. So you can get their names, you can maybe have a visitor's card that they fill out, and have a database. There's certain systems that you can use nowadays, like churchcommunitybuilder.com, that can help you keep track of your visitors. What I used to do when I was a pastor is I would get a card after the visitors had come to church that Sabbath. On Sunday morning, I would get some cards and I would put some gift cards to a nearby restaurant or a smoothie place, an ice cream place, and I'd say, hey, listen, here's a $5 gift card to Jamba Juice or $5 gift card to Cold Stone so that you can remember the sweetness of our church. And I'd write a personal note saying, thank you so much for coming. And that went a long way. A lot of people told me, hey, we came back just because we got that card in the mail. In addition, if you have like a church website that is connected to a database that can help you keep track of visitors, like churchcommunitybuilder.com or Wix or something else, then you can have automated response so that, okay, after, 3 days, it automatically generates an email with the names of all the visitors that were in your church that day, and it has a pre-generated message, but it's personalized. It says, hey, John, thank you so much for visiting us today. It was a pleasure to have you. We're here to serve you. If there's any way we can be of service, of help, of assistance, please let us know, so on and so forth. And again, it can continue to reach out and touch those people in case you don't hear from them after a few months. What are some other ways you can be a visitor-friendly church? Have curb appeal. have curb appeal. There's a book called Curb Appeal, and that means like, look at your whole physical plant structure. Look at your building. Look at your hallways. Do you have a bunch of clutter in your hallways? Are there file cabinets everywhere? Are there old desks? Are there, is it warm and inviting? Basically, if you were having some friends over for a birthday party at your house, would you have a bunch of clutter? Would it be a mess? Or would you clean it up and make it nice and make it beautiful? Make sure that your church is clean and nice, from the landscaping to the physical plant to everything that you have in it. Make sure it is rich with curb appeal. Finally, find a way to invite visitors back to other events. And so you can again use this through software and through phones. We say that you should use the 7-time rule in communication with people. So anything you want to communicate with someone, you need to communicate 7 different times in 7 different ways. And so you can find multiple ways of communicating with people. You can give them a call. You can send them a text message through software that can do that. You can send them an email. You can put stuff on your website. You can give them a flyer. You can give them invitation by mail to a specific event, to a special service, to a banquet, to a community opportunity. At the end of a service, you can have something called Next Steps, and it can be where visitors can come and, have some cookies and have some punch, because people love food, and maybe they can meet with the pastor, or they can meet with someone that specially has the gift of hospitality. And at the end of each service, you should have a place and a time where you say, listen, if you're visiting us today for the first time, we want to meet you, want to fellowship with you. We've got some donuts, we've got some juice, and we just want to spend a few minutes with you. And you can find out what they need and better follow up with them. So these are just some brief ideas on how to be a visitor-friendly church. I think the number one thing you can do, though, is to just be nice. Be nice, be kind, be friendly. Don't be judgmental. Don't be trying to tell folks how to dress from the minute they walk in the church. And don't be, don't be interested in them only to get them to come to church. The bottom line for how to be a visitor-friendly church is to just be nice to people. Be kind, be caring, be warm, be inviting. Some folks, need the bread. They need the bread of life, but some folks just need some bread. They need water from a well that won't run dry, but some folks just need a glass of water. And so be kind, be hospitable. Find a way to have a fellowship dinner or lunch after church and invite them. But more than that, get to know them, become a friend to them, and don't only show interest in them to try to get them to join your church. Ellen White, one of my favorite authors, says this: Jesus was genuinely interested in men and women and in their personal affairs, that he showed a loving interest in them, not just to win them, but because he genuinely cared for them. And in the process of showing care and love and compassion for them, his love won them. And that's what we need to know. Love grows and love wins. So show love, be nice, be kind to each other, because, visitors come in church and they see you fighting with each other and arguing. They're not going to like that environment. So be kind, be nice, and may God help you to help your church be a church that is visitor friendly, that visitors, once they come, they love it, they want to come back. Make the church service engaging, make it exciting, make the music interesting, make the preaching relevant and practical and helpful to their everyday lives. And by God's grace, the visitors that come through your doors will soon become people that experience the goodness of Jesus and the conversion and the transformation that following him can offer. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Communication That Connects. We'll see you next time. Take care.